Hello, welcome to Violet Shadow Tarot. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading that is going to be asking just for messages that need to be coming through for the individuals who pick from specific tarot decks to be used in their readings. So, pile number one, I have the Wandering Star Tarot. And if you're interested in seeing what this deck looks like, this is the cards. Pile number two, we have the Tarot of the Abyss deck. And these are the cards. And then pile number three, we have the Light Seers Tarot. And this is what these cards look like. And in addition to just choosing from the cards, if you are somebody that also likes to have stones and crystals, pile number one, your stone is the Tiger's Eye. This is a raw piece of Tiger's Eye. Pile number two, you have a piece of clear quartz. And then pile number three, you have a piece of green adventurine. So take a moment and choose which pile you are drawn to the most. If you are drawn to more than one pile, that is perfectly okay. I will go ahead and get everything cleaned up and get the cards shuffled, and we'll go ahead and get started with pile number one. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the tarot deck of the Wandering Star Tarot, I just finished giving the deck a good shuffle, so let's start this reading by pulling out. Can I have three cards to just look at the general energy? What does pile one need to know right now? The Four of Pentacles in reverse. Death in reverse. And the Five of Wands. Okay. So there's a general feel of holding on to something. Holding on to something kind of in a defensive manner, like not wanting to lose something, but in not just a feeling of not wanting to lose something, it's fighting to not lose something. So let us see what else can come out. So can I get, for pile number one, can I get their energy? The Emperor. Their energy, please. The Sun. The Sun fell out when I was, it's fallen out twice already actually when I was shuffling. So let's see. One more for pile number one's energy, please. No. Too many. One more. Oop, well, we have three more. Strength underneath. Let me see what these are, just a peek, but I'm going to put them back. The Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Swords. Okay. So your energy, what it's showing me is there's something that you're fighting for, to keep something. You're fighting to keep something that you want in your life or that you don't want to give up. But I'm going to keep going because there's an energy, like your energy is like you not wanting to give something up. I don't know if this is a positive or a negative thing though, because there's a little bit of both. And honestly, I think it's because there's a little bit of both within the situation, whatever you're fighting for, or your energy itself. I mean, it's a strong, like, this is the way it's going to be type of a thing, but I don't necessarily know if what you're trying to hold on to is something that you're going to be able to, it's something that's supposed to be there, is the best way of saying that. So what is the energy surrounding pile number one? Energy surrounding pile number one. King of Pentacles in reverse. Energy surrounding pile number one. Ooh, okay. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse, the Star in reverse, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay. So I am getting the energy surrounding you, which could be individuals or situations or your environment or just kind of what you're fighting against or fighting. It's involved in this fight. I do get a sense that there's something that you're trying to hold on to that needs to be let go of. Or there's somebody also that could be in the situation who is kind of causing you to lose something because of their own energy and their own struggles. But instead of, with the Seven of Swords here, instead of things being able to work, like things cannot continue the way. It's like not a stable, not a sustainable sort of an energy that's surrounding you. And instead of like looking at it and trying to maneuver and plan and be strategic about things, there's this, like your energy is very like just not really not wanting to let it go. But it's something that isn't stable. So let me continue. Let me get the potential future energies. Potential future energies involved in this. The Nine of Cups. Potential future energies. Potential future energies. The King of Wands. Okay, so for the potential future energies, what we have is the Nine of Cups in reverse, the King of Wands, and then the Justice. So, in reverse. So, the message that I'm getting is whatever you're trying to hold on to, and it's going to be different for everybody, but whatever situation you're trying to keep a hold of and you don't want to see changes in, it's not sustainable. Kind of like the way that this was showing in the outside energies. It's not sustainable. So if you continue to hold on, it's going to be... it's not going to be something that's going to be able to work. And there's a potential for kind of I'm getting fallout, but there's a potential for, if you're not, like a tower moment, if you're not able to end up working through and looking into the things that are like you're holding on to in a way that might not be healthy. It's normal for anybody to not want change or not want to lose something, but when there's a tower moment that could be coming, that tower moment is going to come whether you like it or not. But the tower's not here. I do want to say that. It's the potential for, again, like, this is like not being fulfilled, not being happy. So yes, you want to hold on to something, but it's really not meant for you. Really, really not meant for you. And it's something that you will end up learning. And the longer that you hold on to this particular thing, it's going to cause more and more instability around your life. So let me see. Let me pull. I would like to pull an oracle card. So let's pull an oracle from the Urban Crow. Give me a message that this pile number 1 needs to see right now. Scavenge. Okay, so I'm feeling like lack. I'm feeling lack, but I'm also feeling like the need to really look into like what is not working and what can be not saved, but what can continue going on that you can bring into the future that you'll still have. So everything's not going to be changing, but so you're able to kind of see what you're going to end up keeping and what's going to be falling away from your life, because you're not going to start. This is not like a full-blown tower moment where it's going to be a devastating kind of like you absolutely have to. You haven't gotten there yet, but you're in those earlier stages where like you have the ability to kind of orient yourself to see what you're holding on to that really you shouldn't hold on to anymore, and learning to kind of let go of that grasp and see what is more beneficial for you to move on into the future. With the Scavenge card, you know, we have a bird that's just looking through to try to find anything that they can for food to sustain them. And so what I'm getting is, you know, again, like see the things that you have that you're not going to be letting go of, but that are going to keep you going and that are going to help you in your situation to be more strategic, so that you're not focused on the loss. You're focused on, you know, the movement and where you need to go and what's healthier for you in that direction. Let me pull a couple more cards. So let's do the Moonology Oracle. What does pile 1 need to hear right now? Pile number 1. Messages for pile number 1. Pile number 1. Assess the situation. And shine. Okay. So again, it's a real feeling of, you know, needing to look into, to really look at everything and kind of look at what it is that you're holding on to that really needs to be let go. But also that you're going to, the outcome is actually a positive outcome. It's potentially like bittersweet, but it's for the better, and it's going to bring you more abundance and more fulfillment and more happiness in the future. And again, it's going to like avoid a tower moment. Again, the tower didn't come up in here, but this is like a build up to a potential tower moment where things aren't sustainable. The ground's not the foundation in the ground is not going to sustain it, and things need to change, but you have the power of turning the situation around before the universe turns it around for you, before things fall through. So this is kind of like a, you know, look at everything and assess it and figure out what will work and what really needs to be kind of moved away from and let go of, so that you can potentially grow to your potential and be able to sustain yourself better and the situation better. And let me see, I do want to end with some charms. So let me see what charms come out for you and see if we can get anything that resonates for you. All right, so we have a cat. This is the Sanrio cat, the Hello Kitty cat. An angel, says angels are watching over you. And a seahorse. So yeah, what I'm really getting, I mean, this is just the you are supported. You are not in a situation that is an absolute dire, things are going to fall. You are definitely supported and being looked after, which could be why this is going to be potentially, you know, averting from having a full-on tower moment, but adapting and knowing that you're going to pull through this. Like I'm thinking of like the cats have 9 lives, and we have cats on several of these cards. If you see, we also have owls and birds, and really the animals that have to adapt and be strategic to be able to survive were the same way. So for sure, everything is going to end up okay. That you just really need to look at things and see what's dead weight, what needs to go, and what is going to help you in the future, and navigate through that so that things can be brighter, because they are going to be brighter. It is definitely not going to be, it's going to get better. It's not going to get worse unless you continue to hang on to whatever this is for you. So pile number 1, if this resonated, please let me know. I do like to know that the messages are getting to the individuals that they are meant for. If you felt drawn to another pile, go ahead and pick that time step for that pile. But if this is where I leave you, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and have a blessed day. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Tarot of the Abyss and the Clear Quartz, this is going to be your reading. I just finished shuffling your deck, so let's get started with your reading by pulling cards. Can I have 3 cards to get the general energies of this message? All right. Immediately. So it looks like we have the Lovers card, the 7 of Cups, and then the 6 of Cups. So there's an overall feeling of maybe looking back, or there's choices here, and I think that there's a nostalgia and like looking back and kind of wishing things were different, or wondering if things could be different or would have been different based off of the choices that you've made. But let me go ahead. Let's pull some energy for you. So can I get the energy of pile number 2? Their energy. 8 of Cups in reverse. The energy of pile number 2. What is their energy? King of Cups in reverse. An awakening. These tried to come out, so... All right, let's see what we have. So we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse. The Page of Wands that came out with the Awakening card. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords sideways. So this looks like there was a situation. I'm getting that this was within a relationship. And there was a situation that you have a lot of cups here. You have some pain, some slow moving, and also a blockage of movement. And the lack of growth within a relationship because of something that had occurred, or the individual. So for your energy, you have the King of Cups reversed and the 8 of Cups reversed. Lots of emotions here. Lots of like a feeling of loss. A feeling of like you're changing. And within you, like there's pain, and then you don't feel like you're changing, or you're healing, your growth, like when it comes to your 3 of Swords, that the healing process and the growing process within yourself, you don't feel like it's happening fast enough. And this makes me feel like maybe you wonder, you're putting a whole lot of blame on yourself is what I'm getting. And also feeling like there's something wrong with you because you can't heal. So let me put these a little bit further over. And because we were dealing with this, I think this is happening with a relationship in general. It might not be, but I am going to pull for energy from the outside situation, or I'm believing it's an individual. So can I have the outside energy that is around pile number 2? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Outside energy, please. The Eight of Swords. Outside energy, please. Ooh, that one almost flew. Outside energy, please. It's the same card. The Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. So, lack of movement and worry is around you too. So it's not just you that's kind of feeling out of your, it's not out of your element, but it's the outside energy that's surrounding you. It's like a lack of movement and worry, and I don't think like a lack of communication. It's basically kind of like at a standstill and just stuck, which is similar to what your energy is also telling me. And this one, the outside energy, it has swords and wands and a lack of there's no cups here. So this is more, while it has the Eight of Swords here, this is not quite as heavy as what your energy is. I think that you're really looking into the situation and yourself, and you're really kind of being hard on yourself about everything. While the outside situation isn't being quite so hard on themselves. They're not just happy and going about things like normally, but there's less of a weight on this side. There, your cards wanted to talk. There's a lot going on within you, but on the outside situation or this individual, it's not quite so much. And I don't think that they want to talk about it. If this is a person, I don't think that they want to talk about it, and I don't think that they really want to move anywhere, is what I'm getting. So let me see. Can I get some advice? I think that this is going to need advice. Can we pull some advice for pile number 2, please? The Emperor in reverse. Ooh. Page of Swords and Ten of Cups. Okay. The Emperor in reverse. Page of Swords and Ten of Cups. Okay, so what I'm getting from the advice, this is coming from like the universe, what you need to kind of look at for yourself is that you did not have, so whatever happened in the situation, you didn't have the control of it. It's not your fault. You are putting too much blame on yourself for things not working out properly, is what this is showing me. And there were outside circumstances that were a part of this that had also to do with it. It's not necessarily your, it was absolutely not necessarily, it was absolutely not your doing when you are dealing with circumstances and individuals outside of you. They also are a part of it. And what I'm getting is you are putting too much weight on yourself. And I think that you also could have been putting too much weight to try to also help this other individual without getting, like, it ran you down. And you wanted your, fulfillment. You wanted to make things better for the two of you, but when you're dealing with other individuals and other situations, there's more to, like, they really need to have they need to do things for themselves too, and they also need to put in effort. And it really looks like you put in so much more effort and so much more thought and so much more emotion. And you're really putting so much pressure on yourself when that's not, like, you're not to blame, and you don't have the control over, if it's a relationship, and a relationship has two people, and no matter what one individual does, if the other person is not trying to meet them and also help out and help process things and help work on everything and really look at stuff, if they're not willing to do that, like, and all of that weight holds on one person's side, it's really, really draining and not stable and not sustainable, because and that's what I mean, this is the energy that I'm getting for you. So don't be so hard on yourself, because you did not have the control over this. You wanted it, and you put that effort in, and you really thought that you could make things work. But there's more than just you involved in this, and there's weight that does not belong to you that you're carrying, that hinders you in your process and in the way that you can live and grow, and just your happiness itself. So there's so much weight on your side. And I think that this is something, this could also be, I'm picking up that this could be a pattern. This could be something that you've done in the past as well. Like, you really try to be so much for people, and you really try to make things easier for people, and be the one to work on stuff. You're willing to do those things, but it actually hinders your own happiness and stability because of the other people not either being able to do the same thing or willing to do the same thing. They haven't grown in the way that they should have, whatever it might be. But it's not a balanced sort of situation and relationship at all. Let me go ahead and pull. I would like to pull an oracle here. So I would like to let's use the Urban Crow. What does pile number 2 need to hear? What does pile number 2 need to hear? Let's see what flew out. We have anticipation. Put that here. And isolation. Yeah, it's like you're doing too much on your own, and I think that you're really wanting, if you look at these cards, like, this is this crow is alone, and there are empty tables all around them, and it's like you put in so much effort, and you're wanting to have that sort of team and others with you that are putting in that effort, but it's like you're just sitting at an empty table just waiting for that to happen, and it's unfair to you. And like, there's a message of not only being too hard on yourself, but also paying attention to the effort that is being put in around you. And when you're doing too much and not getting much in return, it will wear you down. There's not a situation where it's not going to affect you negatively. So being aware of what other individuals and the situations around you, is it giving you the same that you're giving it? And you know, really assessing that, because you give a lot. You give a whole lot. You're somebody that gives, and puts your heart into something and doesn't always get it in return. So definitely do not blame yourself, and just be more aware of giving too much to things that don't return it, so that you don't just get drained and hurt in the process. Let me pull more oracles, please, for pile number 2. What do they need to see? What do they need to see? What does pile number 2 need to see? Find balance. And can I get one more, please? Ooh. Okay, focus on the positive. Yeah. So this is basically, it's confirmation for the the significant imbalance in the situation, and needing to be able to recognize that and balance and give what you receive, and put the same amount of effort in that is being put in by others around you, but also to not be so hard on yourself, because you're a very strong, loving individual that puts so much in for other people, and that is such a positive thing. It is such a positive thing to be able to do that, but it is such a damaging thing when it's a pattern and something that continues to where you're not given the same that you give constantly. So that's a lesson that you should be. I think that you're actually aware of this. I think that you're at a point where you're just like, oh, it's not happening, but you're also very hard on yourself. So understand that you are a beautiful individual who gives, and it's very compassionate, and that's a very positive thing. And just learning when to know to not give too much, and to also feel more as a team. And if you're not feeling like a team, there's something that needs to be looked at with that. So let me end the reading by pulling a few different charms to see if we can get anything that resonates for you. I think we got 3. All right. So let me hold these charms up for you. If I can get them. So here are your charms. You have a tree, and then a butterfly, and I cannot remember the name of that symbol. And I literally was looking at this yesterday. But what I'm getting is you have strength, and you are such a loving individual, but it's hindering your growth when you get in situations that actually deplete you. So you have a beautiful energy. Don't be so hard on yourself, and make sure that, if your needs aren't being met, that you are able to voice that or figure things out on your own, so that you have control over, balancing yourself however that needs to be. So pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. If this resonated for you, just or comment on the video to let me know. I do really appreciate knowing that the messages are getting to those who the messages are intended to get to. If this is where I leave you, I hope that you have a blessed day and that I see you again soon. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the pile of the Light Seers tarot deck, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to start out by pulling 3 different cards to look at the general energy behind your reading. Chaos. So can I have 3 cards for pile number 3, please? General energy. General energy. Seven of Cups. The King of Wands reversed, and then the Eight of Cups reverse. All right, so there's some form of like indecision and not making movement here, is what I'm getting. But let's look into this more and let's see. Let's pull for your energy. So pile number 3, can I get a few cards for their energy? Their energy. King of Cups reversed. Their energy. The Ten of Cups. Pile number 3. Okay. 2 of Swords in reverse, and then the Knight of Swords. Trying to somewhat make it neat. Okay. So for your general energy, there's a lot of cups in this reading. For your general energy, it kind of looks like you're sitting in an energy of one direction. There's a sense of not knowing kind of which way to go, and not making movement toward that direction. You're trying to go into the direction of fulfillment and happiness with the cups, and right now it looks like you're trying to figure out how to get there, and you don't necessarily want to make any sort of like rash judgment to move in one direction yet. It's like a pondering feeling, and not quite a pause, but just kind of like a planning stage, or just trying to figure out where to go. So let's look into energies that surround pile number 3. The surrounding energies. Surrounding energies for pile number 3. The 4 of Swords, the King of Swords upright. Woo! Are we doing it? Yes, we are. Oh, and the 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So I said that there was not a pause, but maybe there's a pause going on around you, or something that's causing you to have to step back and look at things and wonder where to go. because we have here the Four of Swords, which is an upright, which is a pause. And we also have the Seven of Swords in reverse, which it can talk about kind of planning a route, like a strategic way of navigating a certain situation or an escape. Or with the Seven of Swords, it is the Thief card when it's upright, and can talk about somebody or something being deceptive and being a thief. And having it sit here reverse and under this King of Swords, I really think what it's talking about is a situation that has caused you to pause and use your head in a way that the King of Swords is the energies that the King of Swords gives off. He's very logical and uses his wisdom to navigate, which is what looks like is going to be necessary within your situation. So definitely it looks like it has put you into, a mode of just strategy and looking, truly not messing up and going into like making a rash decision to do one thing. You really don't want to have to start over and keep trying different things. You really want to do it smartly and do it hopefully fully. But you haven't taken that leap yet because you're still trying to figure it out. So in terms of the possible future, can we look at some energies for the possible future for pile number 3, please? Ooh. We got some. So we have the Page of Swords. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So what I'm getting for possible future energies, it still does look like you have taken initiative and have the Page of Swords. In this deck, she has basically light bulbs and a book where she's learning, and it's learning with intention of taking you somewhere, like for a purpose, which is very smart, which is the energy of, where the king earlier on in the king's timeline and journey, that's where he would have been at one point. So I am getting what we were just getting in that last row about that's what you're doing. You're doing it smartly, and it may take you in. You may have to learn something. You might actually be in school and trying to figure out where you're going. This could be a career thing too. Or just figuring out, what is the best and what is the smartest way of doing things without looking back and feeling like you've done, you've made a wrong step somewhere. And having the foundation not be as strong as what was necessary to continue to build off of. So it's pretty repetitive. This is a pretty clear message that I'm getting from you, but I believe that you've already, you're in this process already. So this, for me, I feel like this is confirmation for you. So whoever was drawn to this, instead of you not realizing that this is what's going on, you're already in the beginning stages of this, where you're starting to feel this sort of energy, and there's confirmation of the energy again, and then the process continuing in the future. And as long as you go about things the way that the strategic and logical, and also just looking at things from truly what is good for you and what fulfills you, because that's where the Ten of Cups comes in, and the Cup cards, because it doesn't look like at the moment you feel that there is more that you want and you're reaching for more. You're on you're already on this path. You're doing very well, and I can see that that is a very positive thing for you to be doing. And you've got it right. So they want you to know that you have it right. These cards are saying, like, just keep going, you know. Keep going. You've got this. And you've got the right idea. So let me go ahead and look. I'm going to pull. I kind of don't feel like we need to go into more of this. I know that that seemed like very, very quick, but this was a very, excuse me, a very clear and repetitive message of confirmation. So let me see if we can get anything different, or if there's any further information that wants to come through from the Urban Crow Oracle. Is there anything you want for pile number 3 to see? Anything you want from pile number 3 to see? Pile number 3, please. Okay. Oh, we got the anomaly card. Okay. So let me go ahead and actually read this one out of the book. So anomaly. So we get the full idea of what the message is. So the book reads, in a sea of black crows, it is the rare, melanin-lacking one that grabs attention. Something is going to appear, and it will be hard to not notice or avoid. It is strikingly clear that what you encounter will be abnormally good, or perhaps abnormally bad. Either way, it will stand out. So with that in this situation, I kind of feel like it's talking about, like, as you're looking at your options, like, you're going to know what's good and what's bad. You're going to know the right way. You're going to know, as you work through this, you're going to figure out more and more if it's one of those things where you're not really sure what you want. You're going to know what you want, or you're going to know what you want, and the path is going to open up for you that is very clear that that's the right way to go. So when it comes to your ability to decipher, you're going to be able to decipher that. So you're still in the process of doing that, and you're still going to be using just what we've talked about before. But your choices are not going to be quite as, like, confusing. It's going to be much more black and white and concrete. You're going to be able to really make the choice and know that you're making the choice that is best for you. So that's awesome. The energy for this reading is good. You have a good energy. You have a strong energy that is very smart. And so this is a very good card for the rest of this reading. So I just think, again, it talks about the choices and you being able to decipher and strategically do what is right for you. So let me go ahead and also pull a couple of oracles to get some messages that need to come through for you, pile number 3. What else does pile number 3 need to see, please? Pile number 3, messages for pile number 3. All right, we have practice gratitude here. And one more message, please, for pile number 3. Pile number 3. And let your fears dissolve. Okay. So, what this is saying is basically, and I think you already do this actually, I think that you are of a mind that knows what you have things to be thankful for, and you know the things that can also work in your favor. I think that you're able to decipher between that. If you are having issues around fearing, I think that everybody actually has these issues too. It's totally normal. Like, not wanting to make the wrong decision. It's very clear that you are putting in the effort to not make the wrong decision. So working to kind of trust yourself better, because you have a very, very strong like compass within you. And as long as you go about doing things the right way, I think that's another reason that the practice gratitude is here. As long as you go about doing things the right way, you're going to continue to move closer towards what you are wanting to move towards, and you're going to be able to choose the right path. If your intentions come from a good place, then things will be positive for you. And it does look, again, like this is going to be a very positive journey. It is a journey, and you are along for this ride. You're already on this ride, but you're going to be able to make it out and get to where you want to go. So the last thing that we are going to do for your reading is going to be pulling just a few charms to see if there's anything that resonates for you. So we have a cat. We have a paw print. Okay. And then we have actually 2 that are trying to come out. So we have the angels watching over me, and then 2 swans. Okay. So first off, with all these animal, what I'm getting is the message from these charms too is that animals, they have to adapt. Everything has to adapt out in the wild in order to survive, and they all have to do things differently. You have the birds, the cats here, and then you have the wolf here, the dog. So you have all of these sorts of animals already in your cards, and they're very adaptive, and they're very smart and strategic. So we all have a natural instinct to do the same in our own lives. And I think that you've already found this, or you're finding this, and you're kind of fine-tuning this, and it's going to keep growing as you go. So that's very, very smart. And you're definitely looked after, and you're definitely watched over through spirit, and that may be why things are going to be clear for you to be able to, navigate. I think that they actually help you navigate as well. So this is a beautiful reading. Good luck, and you're doing awesome. So thank you for letting me share this energy with you and sharing your energy with me. If this is where I leave you, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you being here, and let me know if anything resonated and what resonated with you. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a blessed day.